Recovery is stupendous.
Achievable.
Hope.
Freedom.
Freedom.
Empowering.
It's unique to everyone.
It's a journey, not a destination.
Getting a new lease on life.
It's finding restoration after you fall down.
Recovery is having the freedom to enjoy life.
For me, it was finding a way to really love myself.
My recovery is possible in part because of my own sense of purpose.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Facebook Live event for Montana's Peer Network. Glad you're tuning in. We do these Facebook Live events every other week on Thursdays at 10:30. So tune in, let us know some topics that you would like to talk about or for us to talk about, or you can get with one of us throughout the weeks and become a guest. And we actually have a guest here with us today. My name is Ashley McLean. I'm the Recovery Coach Supervisor for Montana's Peer Network.
My name is Bill Devil. I'm a recovery coach at Montana's Peer Network.
Hi, I'm Erica Durham with Extraordinary Distances, Helena, Montana.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Erica. This is our first guest that we've had on our Facebook Live, so it's kind of exciting. What we're going to be talking about is we have our peer supporter to peer supporter meetings. Those are held every 3 weeks, and this is for certified behavioral health peer support specialists to attend. And then following those meetings, we have out of the peer supporter to peer supporter meetings, we have created a certified behavioral health peer support specialist committee. And what they are doing is they are the voice of our field as peer support specialists. And so we gather the sense of our colleagues from the peer supporter to peer supporter meetings and bring the information to the committee, and the committee is the action piece of those conversations. And so we are going to put some action behind those words in our committee. And so that follows this peer supporter meeting every 3 weeks. And so the next committee meeting is September 4th. So if there's anything you want the committee to work on to move forward with as it pertains to peer support specialists, please come to our peer supporter to peer supporter meetings. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about today is, kind of what is peer support? Where do peer supporters go? The kind of the successes and the challenges for peer supporters. We can open it up with that. That's what we're going to talk about today. I don't know, when I think about what peer support is, to me, it's just really simply put, it's just shared lived experience, right? I mean, do you guys agree with that?
For sure. One of the things that I like to think that peer supporter is someone that is able to walk alongside someone when they're struggling and when they're not struggling. I can remember when I was diagnosed or had to go through SUD treatment and mental health treatment, I was terrified. I didn't really want to accept those things. And fortunately for me, I had a peer supporter that tried to ease the magnitude of getting into recovery and helped establish me to want to stay in recovery. And so for me, one of the things that I think I do as a peer support is walk alongside someone, and they get to decide what they want to do and when they want to do it, but kind of a gauge for them to know that this is going to be some hard work. There's going to be some unpleasant things that you're going to go through. However, you don't have to do it alone.
Absolutely. That's a great point. Yeah.
And it's also, when you have one peer working with another, and we have, trained professionals who can provide the knowledge and the experience and the emotional and the social and all of that, practical help in real life. They could be real friends. They could be, confidants, because it is HIPAA and privacy protected. And I believe that's where the ground floor of where the healing happens, is where they can have a safe, hopeful model of recovery.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, as peer supporters, like I think about like me as a peer supporter, I'm not exempt from needing support, right? I'm not exempt just because I have this job and it's a professional job as a peer supporter doesn't mean that I am not at the end of the day a peer, right? And so where do I go for support as a peer supporter? Where do I get to talk about the the challenges of my day or the successes of my day? You know, I have a couple different avenues for that with my clinical supervisor, but sometimes I just want to hear that someone else is experiencing the same thing that I am and that I'm not doing it wrong. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're experiencing that too? Okay. How did you overcome that? So, you know, I think it's really important for us as peer supporters, like Bill, Erica, me, we're all colleagues. We may work different places, but at the end of the day, what we do is the same. And so it's really, really refreshing to have people in my professional support group, right? Like, I love that.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a big part as a peer supporter, you know, to have others that in the profession with you, and there's a certain aspect of humility you have to gain because you have to say that sometimes, you know, someone will trigger you or something will trigger you, and that happens to us as well. And some of the things we hear are heavy, and some of the things you get that secondary trauma or you get these traumas. And I have found that by reaching out to others in the field and other peer supporters, that, you know, by having that humility, it's okay to say when you're not okay, because that's, instead of having breakdowns, you have breakthroughs. And that's also essential for, we need to see that. And others need to see that it's not this toxic positivity that's always going on, that we're not always happy go lucky, perfect individual.
Yeah.
You know, and there is this toxic positivity movement going on where everybody thinks if they're just happy and positive all the time, everything's going to get better. Well, they're not sharing those real emotions. And by us as peers, we say that, you know what, today just is not good. And having that humility to say that, and it shows our peers that we're supporting that, you know, it's okay to not have a good day. It shows our colleagues, and it shows our clinical supervisors as well that, you know, we're going to reach out in our times of need too, that we're not doing this alone and we're not taking on these heavy loads and thinking that we can, you know, strength through this. It's very important for us to have those relationships. And so someone could even identify when we're experiencing a struggle, because I could have a struggle yesterday and be completely fine today, because that's the status of me, my mental health, my addiction recovery. And it's real, and it's can sometimes be a little bit volatile, and but that's also our profession.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I think is neat in supporting each other in our profession is that there's probably some things that we're going to go through for the very first time that we're unsure of, or did I do that right, or what do I even do, because you haven't been experiencing that particular situation. And when we do have that humility and we are willing to reach out, and we have this forum of certified behavior health specialists, we can use that forum to our advantage. If you added up all the years of the behavior health specialists that they worked in the field, that would be a vast amount of knowledge that we can freely tap into, so we can serve the people that we serve better. And to me, that's super, super comforting, knowing that I don't have to do this alone. I don't have to have all the answers. And my best tool in my toolbox is, I don't know, but I have people that do. We can find out together. And to go back what Erica was saying a little bit, that shows a reality to the peers that we serve, that we're not perfect either. We are just like you. We have a little different experience. We've honed our skills a little bit, and there's no hierarchy here. Just because I'm a certified behavioral health specialist doesn't make me better than you. I have different knowledge that I get to share with you, and you get to share knowledge with me that's going to help me in my recovery as well. And that's what I think super, super beautiful about being a peer, is that there's equality to it, regardless of whether you're certified or not. There's equality in the relationship because we both get a benefit from each other's interaction.
Yeah, I always say, like when we were going into MCDC, we're not right now. Hopefully we can start that back up. But I would always tell them the only difference between you and I is one bad decision, right? Like really, it's one bad decision. And so I have this support network around me that helps me make those better decisions. Not always perfect decisions, not always the best decision, but better than how I was living, when I was sitting in this seat that you're in, you know what I mean? And so I can help you navigate, like that is so cool and super helpful. I mean, and I don't know, out of these peer supporter to peer supporter meetings, like it has only strengthened, one, my personal recovery, but also my professional outlook on what we do. You know what I mean? It's only strengthened that. And so I'm really grateful that we have the space to come together. And this is really just a call to action to anybody that if you're a certified behavioral health peer support specialist, there's support here for you. We're here for you. And we'd love to see you. I'd love to hear what you have to say.
And how many active certified peer supporters do we have in Montana now?
107.
107. So that's approximately one peer supporter per 10,000 Montanans, if we were to look at it from a 100 to 1 million population. So like literally, I look at it as, and I tell my peers that this is an opportunity for them to make that hope and that recovery possible, because we are so new that, this is the ground floor, and to be able to model to our peers and to other peer supporters coming on the line that this is our opportunity to shine and show who we really are and what peer support is for Montana. Because Montana is like, they haven't seen anything like this before, but we're really struggling in some areas. And this is where I believe peer support makes that difference in our communities, because we are the ground soldiers. We're the ones who know where those people that are hurting are at.
The other thing that I wanted to add is we have 107 certified behavioral health peer support specialists. And Erica is so right. We are at just the beginning of scratching the surface of what peer support can become in the state of Montana. And so each one of your voices are super important to be on that call, because we're so new, there's going to be lots of different issues that we don't know where to go with. And if we have this forum where we can come together and just chat about it, there'll be some things that need to be addressed on a legislative level that can happen at this forum. There is no dumb question. There is no dumb, I should know this by now or whatever. Join the forum. Let your voice be heard, so that moving forward, we address some of these issues that are going to come up because we are new, so that we have a voice at the table that forms the way we get to provide our services. So each one of you are more valuable than you could possibly imagine.
Yeah, I mean, that really it makes me think about kind of our scope of practice, right? Our scope of practice, like one of the key elements of our scope of practice is advocacy, right? And so advocacy, it starts with self, right? Self advocacy. And then, now my professional advocacy, and then my advocacy for my peers. And that's what this is here is, so you can send your committee to go advocate on the issues, on the things that are important to you in where you're at right here in your peer support work. Bring that to the table and put the committee to work to start advocating. And that's what really our vision for peer support specialists is like, we get to be this great advocacy body for us, right? For us. And that's really exciting.
Well, I look at the back of Jim's Montana Peer Network that, I see back and those words stand out: hope and education. We are at the ground floor of this. I mean, let's think about peer support in 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And we are literally the seeds that are planted in the future profession of peer support. And how can we make a difference as individuals? We're just individuals that are in recovery, right? But we can educate, we can provide hope to others out there, but we can also recognize other rock stars in the community that are rocking recovery, but they don't think that they have the skill set to do something. And, encourage them to take that PS 101 training, encourage them to get certified, because that's the workforce I'm finding right now, is the lack of trained peer supporters that they can go through. And even if they had some glitches on their record, don't we all?
Yeah.
That they can have great assets that, that also provides our peers.
Yeah.
When I have my peers that work with me and they have struggled with active addiction and they're young and they can see me talking and they see what I do, that gives them hope that, they can do this too. And if they stay sober, they can help other people that were once like them.
Yeah.
And stuff. And so we are literally the seeds of hope. And through education, we can do those things. And if we take those, I can't help but go back to the steps, because I'm a 12-stepper. You got to start with that honesty and all those things. And, that 7th step, that's how I've grown my business, is through the humility of saying, I don't know. I have a social services background, but I never did a peer support business before. And I've had to tell a lot of people, I don't know, but I am smart enough. I will figure it out. And I've used all those traits that I found so well in active addiction. I've just used them to find the same ways in the same things to create a successful business.
Cool.
So, it is possible for everybody, because we're all brilliant human beings that have these capabilities. We just have to foster that in others. And that's what peer support is.
Yeah. It's great. Man, this has been a great conversation, you guys. So Erica, do you want to let everybody know where you're at, what your business is? And, Erica's doing true blue peer support, right? And like kind of how the first generation of peer supporters were doing it. And that is super exciting, because she's very unique in this way amongst our field, that she's doing like community outreach and all that stuff. So you want to let them know where you're at and how they can get a hold of you?
So I am at the Rodney Street Laundromat. I am in the former Jailhouse Sandwich Shop. It's very, very raw, just like some of our clients when it comes to recovery, people seeking recovery. It's a safe place where people that aren't necessarily ready to find recovery can come and they can talk to someone, and we can start planting those seeds of hope. I'm right across from the alley from Jester's Bar. I'm right across the street from Probation and Parole in Helena, and I'm backed up to the Lewis and Clark County Courthouse. So you know, we're right, we call it the ghetto of Rodney Street. We're right here. We have fun. What we do is peers will come down here if they have time. You know, if we don't have a place to go, because, you know, I'm meeting people where they're at, and some people don't have a place, and they don't have a place where I can meet them, but they can come to me. And we have hula hoops outside. We have sidewalk chalk. You know, they could do their laundry. You know, the goal is to, if they have laundry they need to do, I give them the quarters to do their laundry, and they can sign up for a treatment plan. I am going in the direction of cooperative mental wellness and substance abuse treatment. So I work with other professionals in the community. I create these cooperation agreements that right now we're only supported by Medicaid, but individuals can work with me, and we can do different things, and we can make a real difference in their life. And, you know, as we grow, this is a very organic, and I don't want it to be perfect. I've left it so people can see that if I can do it, they can do it. And so it's just very raw, just like the environment that we're around. And I get referrals from all over now, because you know why? People want recovery, even if they don't seem like they want to. It's amazing the amount of people, if they get a referral from across town, and if they don't have a home, somehow they make it down to the laundromat. And I can have them, I could just say, oh, my name's Erica, I'm a peer supporter. And, you know, they will tell me, oh, I know that. I was referred to you by so-and-so. And these are people that we never knew would ever want to find true recovery, but they do, and they're out there, and we give hope.
That's great. So if you're in the Helena area and you want to you know, check out Erica and get some support, or if you even want to just chat with her, if you're a certified behavioral health peer support specialist, and kind of see what she's doing over there, it's really exciting. It's really I don't know, it's amazing. My hat's off to you in what you're doing out over there. And then Bill offers a program for our certified behavioral health peer support specialists. You want to talk about that, Bill, real quick?
Sure. So if you're new or old, it doesn't matter, in the field, and you feel like as a peer support specialist and you needed added support, we offer a mentoring program where we can just sit down and chat, and the conversations go however you direct them. We can talk about policy and procedure at your company. We can talk about clinical supervision. We can talk about workflow. Or we can just talk about what's going on with you so that you can get your stuff off your plate so that you can be ready to serve the people that come walking through your door. I thoroughly enjoy it. Like I said, we are equals, and I get just as much out of the interaction as hopefully you would get out of it. We have a good time. We laugh, we cry. Yep, we cry. We cry sometimes.
I cry every day. I cry every day.
It's a good time.
You're my soul sister some way.
I love getting the connection that we get to do when we sit down, we talk intimately about what's going on with our work and in our lives. And so I thoroughly enjoy being able to have the privilege to mentor people.
Awesome. Thanks, Bill. Yep. So thanks for tuning in. Like I said, we do these every 2 weeks. I want to thank you guys all. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, Bill. This has been great conversation. And if there is a topic that you want to hear about for the next Facebook Live, please reach out to us and we'll talk about it.
Thank you. And if anyone wants to reach me, they can connect to my website. And I'm not a website guru, just to let you know. It's extradistances.com. I can be reached via email at Erica, ERICA, extradistances.com. Or if anyone wants to shoot me a text, that's the best way to reach me, is 406-204-9048.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Have a great day.
Thank you, Ashley.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Bill.
Oh, you're welcome.
Recovery works and recovery is possible.
Recovery works and recovery is possible.
Recovery works, recovery is possible.
Recovery is possible.
Recovery works and recovery is possible.
Recovery works and recovery is possible.
Recovery works and recovery is possible.